Learning outcome 2, conduct research into demand and assess market potential. Key lesson objectives. Identify and discuss strategic opportunity matrix. Understand primary and secondary research. Understand tangible and intangible resources to support strategy. Describe resource-based view and the strategy. Strategic opportunity matrix. This is also known as the Ansoff matrix. Strategic opportunity matrix focuses on different growth strategies for markets and products. The matrix examines the following: new versus existing markets, new versus existing products. As the diagram shows, each quadrant represents a different growth strategy. Market penetration, focus on current products and current markets with the goal of increasing market share. Market development, use existing products to capture new markets. Product development, create new products that can be sold in existing markets. Diversification, create completely new opportunities by developing new products that will be introduced in new markets. A company should decide which strategy to use based on the strengths and weaknesses of the company and its competitors. Each strategy has a different level of risk, with market penetration having the lowest risk and diversification having the highest risk. Market penetration. In a market penetration strategy, the firm uses its products in the existing market. In other words, a firm is aiming to increase its market share with a market penetration strategy. The market penetration strategy can be executed in a number of ways. Decreasing prices to attract new customers. Increasing promotion and distribution efforts. Acquiring a competitor in the same marketplace. Product development. In a product development strategy, the firm develops a new product to cater to the existing market. The move typically involves extensive research and development and expansion of the company's product range. The product development strategy is employed when firms have a strong understanding of their current market and are able to provide innovative solutions to meet the needs of the existing market. This strategy may be implemented in a number of ways. Investing in R&D to develop new products to cater to the existing market. Acquiring a competitor's product and merging resources to create a new product that better meets the need of the existing market. Forming strategic partnerships with other firms to gain access to each partner's distribution channels or brand. Market development. In a market development strategy, the firm enters a new market with its existing product. In this context, expanding into new markets may mean expanding into new geographic regions, customer segments, etc. The market development strategy is most successful if 1. The firm owns proprietary technology that it can leverage into new markets. 2. Potential consumers in the new market are profitable, i.e., they possess disposable income, and 3. Consumer behavior in the new markets does not deviate too far from that of consumers in the existing markets. The market development strategy may involve one of the following approaches: catering to a different customer segment, entering into a new domestic market, expanding regionally, entering into a foreign market, expanding internationally. Diversification. In a diversification strategy, the firm enters a new market with a new product. Although such a strategy is the riskiest, as both market and product development are required, the risk can be mitigated somewhat through related diversification. Also, the diversification strategy may offer the greatest potential for increased revenues, as it opens up an entirely new revenue stream for the company, accesses consumer spending dollars in a market that the company did not previously have any access to. There are two types of diversification a firm can employ: related diversification. There are potential synergies to be realized between the existing business and the new product/market, and unrelated diversification. There are no potential synergies to be realized between the existing business and the new product/market. Primary and secondary research. Primary research is a methodology used by researchers to collect data directly, rather than depending on data collected from previously done research. Technically, they own the data. Primary research is solely carried out to address a certain problem, which requires in-depth analysis. Businesses or organizations can themselves conduct primary research or can employ a third party to conduct research on their behalf. One major advantage of primary research is, this type of research is pinpointed. Research is carried around only a specific issue or problem and all the focus is directed to obtain related solutions. Some of the primary research methods organizations or businesses use to collect data are interviews, telephonic or face-to-face, online surveys, focus groups and observations. When you conduct primary research, you're typically gathering two basic kinds of information. Exploratory, this research is general and open-ended, and typically involves lengthy interviews with an individual or small group. Specific, this research is more precise, and is used to solve a problem identified in exploratory research. It involves more structured, formal interviews. Secondary research or desk research is a research method that involves using already existing data. Existing data is summarized and collated to increase the overall effectiveness of research. Secondary research includes research material published in research reports and similar documents. These documents can be made available by public libraries, websites, data obtained from already filled-in surveys, etc. Some government and non-government agencies also store data that can be used for research purposes and can be retrieved from them. Secondary research is much more cost-effective than primary research, as it makes use of already existing data, unlike primary research where data is collected first-hand by organizations or businesses or they can employ a third party to collect data on their behalf. Combining both primary and secondary market research is almost certainly the best way to get a top-level view of the market as well as a viewpoint of the local and regional competition. Secondary research can lift the lid on a wide variety of demographic information, from average salaries and spending patterns to nationalities and household sizes. Primary research can work alongside to fill the blanks, understanding people to get a 360 degrees view of your industry. Data collection methods, primary data collection methods. Tools used under qualitative research methods are as follows. Individual depth interview. As all the quantitative research, depth interviews are used to develop a deeper understanding of the individual attitudes and reason behind specific behaviors. Group discussions. This is also known as focus group or group depth interviews. This is an interview technique where group of respondent are interviews in depth to understand and evaluate their behaviors. Gathering of about 8 or 12 people who share some relevant characteristics. Combine elements of both interviewing and participant observation. Use group dynamics to generate data/insights. Often used in marketing and politics. Data collection methods, primary data collection methods. Data collection methods, primary data collection methods. Individual depth interview. Typology. Structured formal. Unstructured informal. Semi-structured. In-depth. An interview is a formal face-to-face meeting arranged in order for the interviewer to obtain information from the interviewee. The interview is a research method. The interview is the primary technique for information gathering during the analysis phase of a development project. Notably, interviews are relatively expensive and time-consuming. Data collection methods, primary data collection methods. Quantitative research. In quantitative research, the main aim is to determine the relationship between one variable, an independent variable, and another, a dependent or outcome variable, in a population. A descriptive study establishes only associations between variables. An experiment establishes causality. These type of research are carried out using structured research approach, which includes a sample of the population to produce quantifiable insights into behavior and attitude of individuals. Tools used under quantitative research method are as follows. Survey method / questionnaires. Interviewer administered, face-to-face, telephone, etc. Self-administered, postal, hand delivery, fax, emails, etc. Hall tests. Simulated test markets. Panel. Data collection methods, questionnaires. A questionnaire is a structured data collection mechanism involving a range of question formats and completed orally or in print. This is distinct from a discussion guide or topic guide created for qualitative research in focus groups or depth interview. Normally a questionnaire is driven by the objectives of the research. Hence it's vital to design the questionnaire in a manner to meet the set objectives. The questionnaire has four main purposes. It's designed to collect relevant data, remove bias, make data comparable, motivate the respondent. Data collection methods, secondary data collection methods. This involves processing data that has already been collected by another party. Researchers normally consult previous studies and findings such as reports, press articles, and previous market research projects in order to come to a conclusion. Secondary research is also known as desk research. Secondary research is the most common research method used in the industry today. Secondary data is used in many studies and researches because it can be obtained at a fraction of the cost and time compared to primary data collection methods. Limitations of secondary data would be the availability, applicability, comparability, and the level of accuracy of data. Alan Wilson, 2006. Secondary data may contain following characteristics. Information gathered for previous research. Freely available or available at a cost. Delivered electronically or hard copy. Data collection methods, secondary data collection methods. Sources of secondary data. There are mainly two sources of secondary data as follows. Internal data. These are the data available in the organization which helps researcher to fulfill his/her research needs. External data, these are the data originating outside the organization which meets the research needs. It is always worth collecting and evaluating the internal secondary data before seeking external secondary data. Following are different sources from which data can be gathered. Internal secondary data. Customer database. Marketing decision support systems. External secondary data. Internet and search engines. Directories. Published marketing research. Primary and secondary market research. Primary market research. It is a kind of market research which is done by the business or company itself with the objective of gathering information that can be used to improve the products, services, and functions. Primary market research is also known as field research since it is research done from scratch, without using any information that is already made available through other sources. One can gather primary data or information through qualitative research methods as well as quantitative research methods. Primary market research is the most common type of a market research method and is also the most valuable type. It is a method that only answers specific questions and not irrelevant issues. Secondary market research. As opposed to primary market research, secondary market research is a research technique that does not aim to gather information from scratch but relies on already available information from multiple sources. This research focuses on data or information that was collected by other people and is available for either free or paid use for others. Secondary market research takes into account many different sources for collection of information including government data, office data, newspapers, magazines, the internet, etc. One of the benefits of doing secondary market research is that it is mostly free and takes a lot less time. Tangible and intangible resources too. Support strategy. Tangible resources are assets that can be observed and quantified, such as production equipment, manufacturing plants, and formal reporting structures. Tangible resources or assets are any company property that has a physical existence. A tangible resource is one that people can reach out and touch. Intangible assets are those which have no physical form. Copyrights, patents and reputation are examples of intangible assets. Tangible resources are also commonly called tangible assets or physical assets. Every business will comprise both tangible and intangible resources. Tangible resources are those which can be seen and touched. They include things that can be reproduced, such as plants and machinery, and things that cannot be reproduced, such as real estate and land. As tangible resources are comparatively easy to appraise, they are often used to determine a company's value. Intangible resources include assets that typically are rooted deeply in the firm's history and have accumulated over time. Because they are embedded in unique patterns of routines. Intangible resources are relatively difficult for competitors to analyze and imitate. Knowledge, trust between managers and employees, ideas, the capacity for innovation, managerial capabilities, organizational routines, the unique ways people work together, scientific capabilities, and the firm's reputation for its goods or services and how it interacts with people, such as employees, customers, and suppliers, are all examples of intangible resources. The brand image, goodwill, or patents also is the intangible resource. Many businesses have a competitive advantage and survive by just excelling in brand image, such as McDonald's Golden Arches, or by protecting important intellectual property, such as a patent for new technology. Technology can refer to tangible resources used by the company such as computers, servers, or telephones, or as an intangible resource if the company is focused on innovation and improvement of technology. So in the fast-paced technology market, the intangible and tangible resource are very important. In fast-paced technology market, the tangible and intangible resource is very important. The different technology company have same tangible and intangible resource. The technology company have human resources, property resources, information resources, technical resources, management resources, controllable market resources, internal environmental resources in the technology company. The technology company also have the external resource, such as industry resources, industrial resources, market resources, external environment resources. Financial resource and kind resource is main resource in the tangible resource. The financial resource is important for very company, the company have the business, and the company must need the financial resource. The financial resource is the company's currency, embodies elements of corporate material and non-material elements. The economy resource can record in the account is the financial resource specific performance. The financial resources records in the account become the financial statement. Financial statements can make the people know this company business is better or not. The kind resource is the fixed assets in company, such as the factories, machinery, equipment, tools, product, land, and housing. Resource-based view and the strategy. Resources-based view, RBV, of the firm is very important subject for research. According to this theory, organizations should pay their concentration to the resources that are rare, valuable, non-substitutable, and inimitable, in order to maintain their competitive advantage. Sustainable competitive advantage is the central point of any organization. It allows the maintenance and improvement of enterprise's competitive position in the market. Unique capabilities are the foundation of your competitive advantage. According to the new RBV of the company, sustainable competitive advantage is attained by endlessly developing existing and creating fresh resources and capabilities in response to quickly changing market conditions. Among these resources and capabilities, in the new economy, knowledge stands for the most important value-creating asset. The chance for their company to sustain their competitive advantage is determined by their capabilities of two kinds: distinctive capabilities and reproducible capabilities, and their unique combination they create to achieve synergy. Their distinctive capabilities, the characteristics of their company which cannot be replicated by competitors, or can only be replicated with great difficulty, are the basis of your sustainable competitive advantage. Distinctive capabilities can be of many kinds: patents, exclusive licenses, strong brands, effective leadership, teamwork, or tacit knowledge. Reproducible capabilities are those that can be bought or created by their competitors and thus by themselves cannot be a source of competitive advantage. Developing and sustaining a competitive advantage is a dominant task of the firm. Many theories within the academic society have been posited to explain why firms are able to obtain and sustain a competitive advantage. Recently, one theory, the resource-based view of the firm, RBV, has gained prominent attention in the literature. The RBV prescribes that competitive advantage stems from resources that are valuable, rare, inimitable, and no substitutable. Such factors are considered strategic resources and are largely described as being intangible in nature. Number of studies observes the association between intangible resources and firm success. Some intangible resources, such as organizational, reputational assets, and capabilities do make a larger unique contribution to firm success than tangible assets. The tangible and intangible resource is very important in fast-paced technology market. The tangible and intangible resource make the company get many profit and continue operation. The tangible resource makes company operation be best, and less the problem. In fast-paced technology market, the company cannot stop the operation, they cannot have mistake. If they stop their operation, they will lose in fast-paced technology market. The tangible resource is make the company can left in the market, and make the company get profit. The intangible resource is make company get the information complete of other company and make them easy to control the company. The intangible resource also can make the company's tangible resource be best, and how to control the tangible resource. In the technology market, the intangible resource are very important. This is the company's profit, the technology company profit from the technology resource, the intangible resource. So the intangible resource is more important than tangible resource. Resource-based approach, resource-based view. This approach is used by companies which have mature products or services, where the product/service life cycle is plateau or declining, where competition is violent, where there are many suppliers. According to resource-based approach, corporate success is not only realization of visions, aspirations and missions. It is the result of a careful appreciation of the strengths of the firm and the environment it faces. Corporate success derives from a competitive advantage which is based on distinct capabilities, which is most often derived from the unique character of a firm's relationships with its suppliers, customers, or employees, and which is precisely identified and applied to relevant markets. In the strategic planning, we need to identify what are the organization's capabilities and its important networks of relationships, how relevant they are to the objectives of the organization, what new capabilities and relationships may be needed, how these should be built or acquired. All organizations possess bundles of unique resources, and how these resources are used determines differences in performance between organizations. Resources are not productive themselves, but they need to be converted into capabilities through effective management and coordination. Capabilities that are hard to imitate are the main source of competitive advantage. Therefore, resource-based approach focuses on developing strategies which focus on developing long-term path of capability development. Lesson summary. In this lesson we have discussed the strategic opportunity matrix and how it supports strategy development and responses to external threats. Further, you have gained basic knowledge on primary and secondary research too. Special consideration has been given to respective market research too. The section of tangible and intangible resources to support strategy have been covered while focusing on the resource-based view at the end of the lesson as well. Learning outcome 2. Practice question. In order to recap this lesson, attempt the following task. Select an organization which you are familiar with, in order to attempt the following task. Please make sure that information about the organization is accessible and easily available. Identify and describe 4 external threats faced by the organization. Develop an opportunities matrix for the chosen organization that supports strategy development and which responses to external threats identified above.